Is Bitcoin an inflation hedge? Now, I actually put this in our poll, and it's starting to sway to the side of yes, it still is an inflation hedge. But I want to try to figure out as to why. And it is actually an inflation hedge right now. We saw a significant drop in cryptocurrencies from November of last year with the total market cap of $2.9 trillion. Now it's back down below a trillion at 959 billion, thereabouts. But we are seeing some interesting movements in crypto as it relates to the traditional markets. The indexes have continued to move down, whereas Bitcoin is actually up 6%. It's still hovering around that $19,000 mark. Obviously, we're seeing inflation continue to wreak havoc globally, not just here in the States, but everywhere. There's now some narratives being spun as to whether or not Bitcoin or even cryptos in general are still a hedge against inflation.
Just back up to the macro level, like really zoom out. And you'll see that it is a good hedge against inflation in countries like Argentina and others that are suffering like astronomical issues in terms of deflation of their local currency, their fiat currency. If you back up also and look at Bitcoin overall, it's still, what was the last number we saw? 250 year over year increase on average?
200% year over year.
Yes, year over year thus far versus fiat, where US dollar, where has it gone in that same time frame?
Right.
So ever since it existed.
Gold as well, right?
Exactly. So it is still, despite the short term, what you're saying, oh my God, I just lost all this value. Well, you entered at the wrong time. Thus, you're experiencing the loss. Overall, so far, historically, Bitcoin is still a hedge. We haven't reached the critical mass to where now the governments and everyone else sees it as a hedge against inflation or the general market.